Welcome, everybody. I am very excited to be here on behalf of Jumpstart. My name is Mariam. I am a talent partner with the career navigation team that we have recently started to provide support as part of our services. And I have the pleasure of introducing Mostafa here, who is from Syrian Canadian Foundation. They are a funding partner with Jumpstart Refugee Talent, and we try our best in any possible to collaborate with each other in order to support and empower our clients in different ways. Today, we have the pleasure of having Mostafa here, who is the program manager of youth and skilled trades. And he's going to help us better understand how refugees or newcomers in this country who have some experience and background in skilled trades can transition into the Canadian labor market. And on that note, I'm going to pass it over to you. Before I pass it over to you, I would like also to introduce our colleague Amanda, who is our communication manager here, and she'll be supporting us with the tech. And I'm grateful for her presence as well. Over to you, Mostafa.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mariam. And thank you, Amanda, for extending this invitation and host me here on your webinar to speak about the Skilled Trade Licensing and Employment Program. Again, as you mentioned, Mariam, my name is Mostafa Essa. I manage two programs at the Syrian Canadian Foundation. One is Youth in the Skilled Trade. It's a pre-employment preparation program for youth between the age of 18 and 29 who are interested in joining the working in the construction field, mostly renovation and construction. This year we had two cohorts that started in June and already completed. They are in the first cohort is in their placement phase right now. So we have two people that started working, and two more are waiting. The second cohort started in April, which is the last cohort of this year. It started in April, and the current cohort is in the employment training period, which means they will work for 10 weeks. They will work with the construction company, construction renovation, and they will learn hands-on experience. They are getting paid during that period of time. As a matter of fact, they are getting paid from the start. So when they're in workshops, all the way to end of the hands-on training, they are getting paid $17.20 an hour for 30 hours a week to gain experience. As I mentioned, the first cohort already completed. We're in the second cohort, and it will be done at end of July, and then they will be ready for work experience. The second program I'm managing, which is the reason why I'm here, it's called the Skilled Trade Licensing Program. The Skilled Trade Licensing Program is the main subject of my presentation today. It's basically a licensing program to help foreign trained professionals to gain their license and work in their trades in the province of Ontario and hopefully within Canada. There are 82 trades in Ontario that are certification trades. 54 of those 82 trades are Red Seal, which means you can work anywhere in Canada once you get that designation. Before I dive into the presentation, I'd like to share some of my background, like work experience with all the attendees. 25 years ago, I arrived to Canada as a refugee. So I remember landing at Pearson Airport with $300 in my pocket, and that was the first question I got asked by immigration: "How much money do you have with you?" And I said $300. They didn't believe me. They said, "Show us." So I had to show them the $300 that I have. The journey itself is it's been an adventure so far, and one thing I owe it is to the organizations that helped me, start a life in this country, and then later on realize all my potentials and move on from like one job to a more advanced job, and create a career path and work on that career path for myself. So from a refugee with $300 to up to recently, I used to manage one of the largest teams in the organization prior to joining Syrian Canadian Foundation. So I had the largest team, which was 14 job developers and their manager. I also had the privilege to work in the startup programs, and by startup I mean we got the fund. The government says, "Congratulations, you started 2 months ago." So I had to, organize myself and work with the new mandate that already started. So I'm 2 months behind. I believe in this country and the opportunities that are available. So don't believe anyone who tells you, there are no jobs in Canada. They're lying to you. The jobs are available if you are looking for them, and that's that has been my motivational quote during the past 25 years. And hopefully my journey won't end up here. Hopefully I will continue thriving and growing within the position, whatever position I'm occupying at any organization. Okay, so the next thing I would like to share with you is a PowerPoint presentation. Mariam, can I share my screen?
You should be able to.
I think so, yeah.
Let me see if you have that permission. Do you mind trying?
I do. I think I have it here.
Okay, great. While you're sharing your slide, I want to take the chance and first apologize for missing half of your title when I was introducing you. Sorry about that, Mostafa. And second, for the audience, please wait until the end of the presentation. You will be given some time to ask your questions. The presentation will be about 30 minutes, and definitely afterward, you will have time to ask your questions. You can save them or take note of them so you won't forget them. Back to you.
Thank you. Can everybody, can you see my screen? I hope so. Okay, so the Skilled Trades and Licensing and Employment Program is basically a program that got developed by Syrian Canadian Foundation and our partner Skilled Trades Prep, and also funded by North Pine Foundation, which is our funding provider. The partnership between the three organizations have led to the birth of this training licensing program, and we're hoping at the end of this presentation that you will have an idea of how you can utilize such program. The initiative itself is open for all Ontario residents with focus on refugee claimants and conventional refugees. During the early days of drafting the program, we noticed and did inform the funding provider that there are almost no available services for conventional refugee claimants. So we decided that we should at least be among the first organizations that provide meaningful services for such demographic, and the funding provider agreed. So the program itself is open to anybody, any resident in Ontario, with a focus and on refugees, refugee claimants and conventional refugees. The program itself, what we do is we work with foreign trained professionals, so people who have extended experience in skilled trades in their own home country, and they wish to practice the same trades that they have experience in Ontario and hopefully in Canada. So the only thing that stands between them and practicing their own trade is the licensing. As I mentioned, there are 82 certified trades in Ontario. 54 of those 82 certified trades are Red Seal, which means you can work anywhere in the country, anywhere in Canada, without having to worry about the licensing and the equivalency and so on and so forth. Who is eligible? As I mentioned, residents in Ontario. You can be citizen, you can be a PR holder, you can be refugee claimant or conventional refugee. You can be on working visa as long as it's unrestricted working visa. So that these are the options, like who qualifies. These are the status of the qualifications. Of course, the applicant must have experience in their own home country or a combined experience in their home country and in Canada. Of course, the whatever training and education that comes with that experience is also helpful. How long is that? How long is that experience? How many years? That actually depends on the Skilled Trade Ontario and their mandates. So, for example, electrician require minimum 5 years of experience. Baker and hairstylist and pastry chef, they need 3 years of experience. So, and the same thing applies to, for example, welder, 5 years of experience. Plumber, car mechanic, we're looking at 3 to 5 years, but a plumber 5 years, car mechanic 4 years. So there's a list that I can share later on with Mariam. The list of the qualified trades and how many years of experience that you need to apply for the exam. That falls under the hours of experience, because we look at it in terms of years, and Skilled Trade Ontario look at it in terms of hours. So electrician require 9,000 hours, for example, which is the equivalent of 5 years. And yeah, you can measure based on that. A lot of service providers require certain CLB, Canadian language benchmark test, but we don't. As long as you can communicate and speak in English, that's fine. For those who have difficulties in communicating, at the exam itself, like once you book for the exam, you still reserve the right to be accompanied by a interpreter, a person that can help you understand the questions of the exam. That is still an option. Again, as I mentioned, priorities goes to refugee claimants and conventional refugees, but everybody else is welcome to apply. Key components of the program, in addition to the the help and support to book for the licensing exam, we can help with the professional language training if needed, pre-employment safety training. Some of those safety trainings are part of the prerequisites for some of the trades. So, for example, plumber, welder, and electrician, they require 3 to 5 courses prior to submitting for the exam. We help cover the cost of those courses for up to $700, in addition to help paying for the exam fees, which is $170, tax included. So what we're looking at is reimbursement. The participant pays for the training, and then we reimburse them once we get a copy of the receipt. Another support, once the successful participants receive their licensing, we can work on employment options or self-employment. So, for example, if somebody who have 5 years of experience as a car mechanic and apply for the exam, pass, they get 70%, they pass the exam and they get their license, and they want to open their own garage, for example, or automobile shop, we can work with them and guide them through the process and to how to register a business, how to have a payroll, connecting with the bookkeeper, applying for business finance, whatever the case may be. The wraparound support and services, we again, it's based on case by case, but we can look into helping with transportation. As I mentioned, we help repay for the exam, so we help with the exam cost and the other trainings, courses, or prerequisites that are needed for the before the exam booking and exam application. We can look into that support, and we provide it accordingly. Again, it's based on needs and based on case by case. Example of the trades: so concrete finisher, flooring, tile setter, flooring, heavy equipment operator, painter, plumber, HVAC, heat, ventilation, air conditioning, electrician, welder, cabinet maker, millwright. In terms of service, there's chef, cook, pastry chef, baker, hairstylist. Again, as I mentioned, there are 82 trades in Ontario that are considered certified trades, so they require certification. Why join the program? To be honest, many reasons, but the main one is to gain your license and qualifications, including Red Seal license, to be able to practice the trade in the province of Ontario, or if it's Red Seal trade, then you can practice it anywhere in the country. Access to expert mentorship and career support. So there will be myself and a job developer, a career counselor job developer that works along your side to help with navigating the licensing and exam process. We mentioned the English language training. It's available, but it's based on needs. So not everybody have to go through all of these preparations. It's mostly based on needs. Comprehensive support service. So including myself, there are like few other managers that I collaborate with, including community partners. So we try our best to mitigate any issues that may arise. How to register? I can share this registration link with Mariam, who can share it later on with all the attendees. But basically, this is where the registration link is. It's on our website. So if you go to the Syrian Canadian Foundation.ca website, the first page you will have is the skill trade licensing and employment program, and there's a registration button. You click on it, and it guides you through the process of the applications. Together we can work. We can help empower and transform communities. But again, emphasis on together. So we need your support in order to make this work. This is my email address. You can reach out to me directly if you have any questions or concerns. So I'll leave this on the screen right now. And that's about it. We're open for questions. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions if there are any already.
Thank you very much, Mostafa. I learned so much about what you can do for newcomers and refugees, which is great. I actually have had not more than a couple of conversations over the last month or so, specifically with the clients who are interested to bring their experience as a tradesperson to Canada. And their obstacle, the main barrier, was the financial challenges. And that this is really a great opportunity for all of them. Thank you for that. We have a couple of questions here, and I do not understand. Do you help me understand? Or if you need more information on the question, let me know. The first question is from Tashomi, who's asking, do you have fading package? Do you have any idea what that is? I don't know what that is.
Fading package?
Yes.
Fading as in like a barber, like hairstyling fading?
So Tashomi, please feel free to either type what you mean by that, or you can raise your hand and we can unmute you and you can ask your question again through voice. And until then, the next question is, okay, the registration link is already, it will be shared. They're asking for the registration link. There will be an email sent to all of you with the registration link, or if you want to share it right now in the chat,
I can
Mostafa.
share it right now.
Perfect. Okay, great. And Michael is asking, how can we proceed with this program? I think you already answered that question towards the end of your presentation, that you all they need to do is to apply, right?
Exactly. So the way it works, let me just go back to the chat and post the link. Okay, so this is the registration link in the chat under ME. So that's Mostafa Essa, that's me. Yeah, you just feel free to click on it and fill the information and submit the application. So the way the process goes is, first the applicant need to complete the application form on online, and then on the other end, myself or my director or another manager usually receive the application. We go through the work experience, and then I send an email requesting some support documents. So proof of residency, anything, Canadian citizenship, PR, refugee claimant, or refugee protection, so a conventional refugee, or working visa, as long as it's not restrictive.
Mm-hmm.
So
Great.
it's open work visa, that's fine. And then photo ID, driver's license, passport, any form of photo ID. Any documents that support the previous work experience, including training, education, so diploma or certificate, or letter of employment, so letter of support indicating that this person have X amount of years of experience. All this information will be explained in the email that I share with the applicants. Once I get all that information, I will be connecting with the participants, either over the phone or via email, mostly over the phone, to go over the documentation, their experience. And then my colleague Iman from Skill Trade Prep will contact the applicant and start the process of submitting application on their behalf. So we will be submitting the application for the exam. We will be, based on the support documents that we have, we can file a case with Skill Trade Ontario saying this person have this amount of years of experience and therefore can submit application for the exam. And if there are any prerequisites, so for example, the electrician require a Ontario Codes training course. That's $519 plus tax. We can help cover that course, the cost of that course, but it's one of the prerequisites. No one can submit application for the exam without this training course. Mm-hmm. So they have to complete it first, finish the course, and then work with my colleague Iman on submitting their application. So, and then my colleague Iman will take it further, like whatever the requirements may be, and then we book for a potential date for the exam. Of course, there will be some information, some resources provided for the exam preparation. That's also through my colleague Iman. Everything else in terms of reimbursements and support goes through me. Until the participants pass the exam and receive their license. Actually, we are currently in the process of hiring a job developer that will be working with the participants and help them find employment in their field, preferably before ideally it should be after they receive their license, but we can work with them towards that. Like it will be part of the preparation. We can help them find employment in their field, maybe not as a trade person, but as a assistant. Mm-hmm. And then once they get their license, then They should be good to go.
They already have a job.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. I see two people also have raised their hands. I'm going to go to over there and then come back to the chat. Hugo, you can. I'm going to. You can unmute yourself and ask your question right now. Hugo, do you see a message asking you to unmute yourself? Amanda, can we unmute them from our end?
I don't, hold on, let me see. What is, nope.
Nope.
I don't have that option.
Okay.
Sorry, Mariam, what was the name? I'm just searching for it.
Hugo, Ndong.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I've also sent the request to you, Hugo, to unmute, please, and then you should be able to speak.
Hello?
There you go. Yes, now we can hear you.
Great.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you, Hugo.
Thank you. I want to ask, my question is, how about the civil engineer?
Civil engineer is not considered trade, Hugo. Civil engineer have a title. It's engineer. You need to go through the I think WES, World Education Services, to go through the equivalation.
Yes, I have I contact them about my titulation. No, they said me that when I'm studying in Ukraine, in Kharkov, they can contact with my university there. Now, my titulation, I'm civil engineer. I'm a master of construction technology. That way, I contact with the West. I have the West document. He give me the level of master.
Okay, but that doesn't fall under trade, Hugo.
Please?
Engineering doesn't fall under trades.
Under
Yeah, we're talking about skilled trades, not engineering.
I think those are they what we call them regulated professions, and
Yes.
they have to go through, as you said, to WEST to reevaluate their degrees. And if there is any licensing or certification for engineers, then there are other bodies and organizations that provide that kind of service, but not with the skilled trade and not with Syrian. No. Okay, the next person, I hope you got the answer, Hugo. The next person who has raised their hand is called Stefan. And I'm going to ask you to unmute. Stefan, go ahead.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
We can, yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. I have my level 1 apprentice in carpentry in George Brown College here, and I also have my hours with the Ministry of Skills and Trade. I just want to know if I can partake in this registration because I don't have much experience so far. So I don't know, because he was saying about the experiences, you have to have about 4 to 5 years experiences. I want to know if I can be able to apply for the program because my experience is very low. I have about 1 year experience at the moment, and I have a few hours, about 440 hours currently with the Ministry of Trade. So I don't know if I'm eligible to apply for the program.
Do you have any experience from your home country? And is there
No, I never did anything for my own country.
Okay,
I started right here when I go to Canada. Yeah.
No, at this point, the answer is no, because this program is geared for foreign trained professionals. So people who work in their own home country for X amount of years, and those years match the mandate of Skilled Trade Ontario, which means, 3 years or more, or 5 years or more. In your particular case, you're on the right path. If you're year 1 apprentice, then you're on the right path. Within 4 to 5 years, you will get your license, but you will have to go through the process itself.
Yeah, I understand. One of the problem I'm having is that, based on the experience that I don't have, I'm having problem with getting an employment with or getting a trade, an employer to take me in as an apprentice so that I can move on to acquire more skills. So I'm just looking for more avenues. How can I be able to get more skills and to be able to achieve my goals in getting my red skill certificate. I know I have about 7 to 200 hours to be able to acquire my skill trade, which I know more about it, but I just need an avenue where I can be able to get more experience, more training, and then I can be able to achieve what I want to achieve.
Yeah, the best way to get to that point is to find employer who's willing to take you as a 0-year apprentice, which means general labor at the beginning, and then you move towards the designation of your interest. Um, many ways. There are many ways to connect with employers. Usually, what I do myself when I was a job developer, I pick up the phone and start calling companies. And I don't say like no introduction, no nothing. The first question is, are you hiring? Yes or no. So if like I go through like a series of phone calls until I get a positive answer. That's method has worked with me in the past, and I think personally I believe it's the most effective method to obtain employment when you have zero experience in the field.
Yeah, I do understand what you said. Well, I have been able to have encounters with a series of employers, but they're trying to tell me that the economy is down because of the COVID and the system is not really working as much as possible. So what they want is that somebody that is ready to go, that has a full knowledge of the experience, that is who they really want to take in for jobs at the moment right now. But I'm still trying all my best. I'm
Yeah.
also working on a program at the moment with your construction academy. I'm taking
Okay.
some training also because I don't want any other things to let me down. I'm just trying to be positive to gain more experience. Then I can be able to get myself into the field and getting myself a job so that I can move on from there. So,
Wonderful.
yeah. I also have an registration with the Jumpstart. They are really doing a very positive job so far. So I feel okay. Everything that comes out, I will keep on trying. And with
That's
your
great.
experience,
That's great.
yeah, with
Stefan,
what you have.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to, based on what you said, it looks like what you need right now is support with finding work and employment. This is for
Yes,
licensing mainly, the programs
yes.
that Mostafa is talking about. So if you haven't recently talked to us, I encourage you to reach out to our employment support team, and we will try our best to connect you with possible employers that we have in our pool or help you to have better strategies. Okay.
All right. Yeah, sounds good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
There is another question, Mostafa, here in the chat, which is similar to that, the other one about engineering.
Yeah.
Beta Wilkin is asking, can we get teaching licenses in this program? Which I believe no.
It's
If you want
not
to add to that,
great. And
yeah.
only so. So, for example, the service ones that falls under trade is so baker, pastry chef, hairstylist, not a barber. Barber does not require certification. Anyone with barber experience can work as a barber, but hairstylists require certifications. But to answer, no, we don't provide a certification for teaching.
Thank you. The next question is from Mohammed. I was an electrician before I came to Canada and I want to get certified, but what are the times for your training, especially for us who are already working somewhere? I think they're asking about the period and timeline of your training.
Again, it's not training. It's it's a service. We provide service to help and submit application for the final exam on the applicant's behalf. So if you have work experience from back home, let's say 5 years or more, and working here in Canada, then we can combine the both experiences and like in the application, and that will provide a stronger application stand. So yeah, we can help if the person, if, for example, NS, if the person have experience in their own home country and still working in Canada, we can work with them to provide this the service. The prerequisite courses, most of them are online. Some of them are in person, and it will be like a day or two, or maximum a week. But the most of them are online. So the electrical coding of Ontario, it's online course. The length of the course depends on the person who's taking the course. So how long it takes, it depends on the person. It could be anywhere from 1 month to 6 months. And we're not the one who decide how long. It's the applicant and how fast they can go with the training, with the courses and licensing.
Thank you. Another question, which I believe again has been answered before Abdul is asking, is there any training for those who have no background, especially in mechanics, plumbers, as mechanics and plumbers, that you already answered? There,
Yeah.
you don't offer any
It's not
training.
training, it's licensing.
Licensing.
So it's geared for people who have experience in their own home country and wish to continue working in the same trade in Canada.
I'm not sure if this is the right webinar to ask, or you're the right person to answer, but I'm going to ask anyways, Mostafa. Can a level 1 apprentice carpenter apply for the position with a year-old experience, with a 1-year experience?
Carpenter required minimum 3 years.
Okay. Then there you go. Thank you. Okay, back to yeah, let me ask this last one here from the chat. Michael is asking, I have already applied to skilled trade assessments and waiting for feedback from the trade skill. How could you support me in facilitating to take that exam?
Yes, as long as they meet the requirements, the minimum requirements by Skilled Trade Ontario. So, for example, we just mentioned carpenter require minimum 3 years of experience. Electrician require minimum 5 years of experience. So the answer is yes, based on the years of experience he or she has.
Right. And so there's another question from Oluwafemi that I don't have any experience, but I wish to join construction programs. Can you help?
The youth in skilled trade program is not. It's the second cohort will be done soon and will end in July, and we don't know if we will have a new program in the near future. It solely depends on the funding part. You know, it's the government of Canada if they want to renew the program, and if they do, then we will start advertising after September.
So they should check your website or contact you again,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
All right. And the next one who has raised their hand is Muhammad Kizito. You can unmute your device and ask your question.
Okay, thank you so much for this opportunity. So my first question goes to so if so I was an electrician before I came to Canada. So I've been in Canada for almost 2 years, and I've been working on different companies and different positions. Some are close to electrician, because I first worked as an electrical helper in Vancouver. Then when I came to Ontario, I got a building operator's job. So I'm a building operator apparently, and I would like to get certified. So my question was, all the time I was asking myself where to start from. That is the first question, because whenever you ask people about the trades and everything, they always tell you should be in a union, you should do this, you should get a company to hire you first, something like that. But then my question was, so for the trainings, it depends on the school that you go to, is the one which decides whether you are doing a day school or an evening school.
Okay.
I'm not clear on the question. Did you Mustafa, get what the question?
So-
Can you please elaborate a little more, or you're good?
To start with, there is no training,
Yes.
and there's no school involved.
Okay.
There's a professional. So in your case, you're electrician.
Yes.
Do you have more than 5 years of experience in your own home country?
Yes, because I started working in 2018.
Okay, so
Yes.
so yes.
Yes.
Okay. What we can do is once you submit your application,
Yes.
we're going to ask you for a few support documents. So letter of support or certification or diploma that you received back home,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and a letter of support that shows that you worked for more than 5 years.
Yes.
Once we get that, we can submit the application for the exam on your behalf.
Okay.
You go to the exam, well, you do the preparation, then you go to the exam, you pass, and you become a certified licensed electrician in Ontario.
So usually
Then
that
you apply for Red Seal.
okay.
You pass, you become a Red Seal licensed electrician in Canada.
Yes.
So back to the main question, you have 5 years of experience, you can apply for the service.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right. Next in the chat, they're asking, Johan, I was a rigger for more than 10 years. Where can I find a course as a rigger?
There are mostly, I think, if we're talking about like oil and gas, then some of these trainings are available in Northern Ontario. I'm not familiar with like I'm not 100% sure where exactly this training is available. But again, if he wants to, if the designation is licensed, and the person wish to apply for the license, and they have the experience, the mandatory experience to cover for the to apply for the license, then we can help them. I think what I can do, Mariam, is I can share with you the list of the 82 licensed
Please, yeah,
trades.
that would be, I think, very helpful for
Yeah.
everyone attending this session.
Yeah, and
Yes.
including the 54 Red Seal trades.
Red Seals. Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Michael, I see that you have raised your hand and have a question in the chat. I'm going to unmute you. But before I do that, someone has asked how to unmute ourselves. So in order to give us the permission to unmute you or ask you to ask your question through audio, you need to raise your virtual hand. It's in the bottom of your Zoom screens. You probably can find it. It actually usually says raise hand. Click on that. When you raise your hand, we will see your raised hand here, and then I will allow you, or my colleague will allow you, to talk and ask your questions verbally. Okay, Michael, now you can ask your question.
Hello.
Michael?
Can
Yeah,
you hear
hello. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for such an opportunity from your organization. I have actually work experience from my home country, more than 10 years, in the electrician and the electrical engineering tasks. I have already done the evaluation with WES. They have verified its equivalent to degree with Canadian degree. But now I need to proceed with the trade skill because I have already, from my home country, I was working also as an electrician.
Okay, submit your application right now, Michael.
I have, Mustafa, I have already submitted my applications to the trade skills and waiting for their feedback. And actually, I have also worked here in Toronto for 1 year with one construction company. It's not construction, actually. It's an electrical renewable energy company.
Yeah.
Now, I wish I had done that application through your organization. It could have been better, but already I have applied.
Okay, you applied to the Syrian Canadian Foundation?
No.
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 Okay, so that's what I mean. That's what I meant. Submit
Yes.
your application on the link that I shared in the chat section.
Yes.
Click on that link, submit your application. Once I receive it, I'll connect with you. Because you have enough experience as an electrician, we can work with you to help you get your license as a certified electrician in Ontario, certified trade person in Ontario. This could be done in less than 6 months.
Okay. Thank you, Mustafa. So I'm going to continue.
Yeah, submit your application immediately. I mean, ASAP.
Oh, sure.
Great.
Right now.
Thank you, Michael.
you.
Stefan has asked a question. He's a carpenter apprentice here in Canada, and I have 1 year experience, and I have 440 hours with the Ministry of Skills and Trade, and I want to apply. Can they apply? Are they eligible?
Carpenter need hold on. Let me pull the list right now. Just bear with me. The carpenter, to my knowledge, need minimum 3 years of experience. Hold on. Okay, so define what. So cabinet maker requires 8,000 hours. Sorry, 8,000 hours of work experience. What does that mean? What does 8,000 hours mean? Each year have I think 40 hours times 52. So each year has 2,080 hours. So 8,000 divided by 2,000.
About 4 years then.
4 years. 3.85. Yes, 4 years. What else? Let me see if there are any framer carpenter. This one is the cabinet maker.
Carpenter is also a trade, Mustafa, right?
Yes, absolutely. Cabinet maker, carpenter. Let me see what. Let me take a look at the red seal.
Sure.
The red seal. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's carpenter in general, but the list of hours, it's under cabinet maker, and it's 8,000 hours, which means 4 years. So the answer is no, unfortunately.
Yeah. The time will come, Stefan. Kashami is asking house renovation trades, about house renovation, home renovation trades. How can we find jobs? And the same person is asking about licensing for plumbing. Finding jobs, that's not the topic of today's session, but if you need support and help with employment search and finding jobs, you can reach out to us. Again, if you're already a client, if you're here, that means you have access to us, our employment talent partners and recruiters. So send us an email, we'll get back to you. But regarding the license for plumbing, again, back to all the information that you shared so far, if you have the required minimum experience outside Canada and you're looking for licensing, plumbers, they can apply, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And Abdul, does this foundation offer any training programs for people who want to start from zero? The answer is no. If not, do you help those with experience, like myself with 3 years in road inspection here in Ottawa, by connecting them with companies or job opportunities? I think
a road I'm not sure if this, again, if it falls under the 82 compulsory certificate trades. So anything that falls under those 82 trades, yes, we can help with. Let me see if I can email you the list.
And I just read your second part of your question, Abdul. Yeah, I realized that you are aware of the lack of training opportunities. And the second part, Mustafa is trying to find the information for you. Meanwhile, let me go to the hands up here again and ask Perez. You can unmute yourself, Perez, and talk.
Hi, my name is Perez.
Yes. Hello?
Yes, hello. Do you hear me?
We can hear you, yes.
Yeah, my name is Perez. I have an experience back from my country. I was doing bricklaying, concrete finishing, and steel bending. So, what is needed like to join your program? And if we are doing those exams for the license, do we do them via online or in person?
No, the exams, all exams are in person.
Okay.
All the exams for all the skill trades to get the license, the exams are in person. Exam preparation is different. That can be in person. Some of the, again, it depends on the trade itself. So electricians, for example, there's a 1 week course that costs almost $2,000. That 1 week is in person. Other courses, so the Ontario Code course, it costs $519. It can be done online. So to answer your question again, the exam is in person. Some of the preparations are online.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Perez. So this is about, this is from Rab Nawaz. After exams 309A, it's required experience in Canada for your own business. I am not clear. I don't know what 309A is. Do you have any idea, Mostafa?
I think it's either electrician or gas technician. I'm not 100% sure, but for the electricians, to get the license, there are at least 3 prerequisite courses. This could be one of them. I'm not 100% sure. But after the participant, the applicant finish these courses, then they can apply for the exam. We can advocate on their behalf that their back home experience is enough for them to apply for the exam, and there's no need to to go through another work experience. They already have the work experience. So for somebody who's 10 years electrician in their own home country, we can advocate on their behalf so they can apply for the prerequisite courses and apply for the exam directly without having to wait for, gain experience or whatever the case may be.
Okay, I think their hand is also up. Let me see. Did you get all the answer you wanted, Rob? You can now unmute your device and talk if you have any follow-up questions.
Hi. Good
Hi.
afternoon. Actually, my question was, I have experience and I have submitted all like 9,000 hours they have requested, and they asked for the like certification and degrees and experience, everything. I have submitted and I have passed the coding also. Now his final exam is remaining. After that, I need to get like if I want to start my own business, I need to like work like for 1-2 years here, or I can start my own business directly after exam.
I'm not familiar. Like I said, I'm not understanding, Rab Nawaz. But so the Skill Trade Ontario told you that you cannot start your own business until you have 2 years of
For 9
experience.
is electrical. I have experience already, like more than 10 years. So I'm in the final stage for the exam. So my question is, after the exam, is Ontario and what you call the other ones is same, right? Trade skill course. What is the name? I don't forget the name. So after the exam, when I satisfied, I need to get experience here, or I can start my own business direct. Like I can get contracts and start my own business.
Okay, so again, if you wish to apply for our services, we can work with you and help you to apply for the.
I think I figured what the question is. Once they get the license, pass the exam, get the license, can they start their own business without having any Canadian experience if they get the license?
If they get the license, yes.
Was that what you were asking, Rapnawaz?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So yes, the answer is yes.
The better alternative is, instead of you paying for the exam, you can register with us and we help you pay for the exam.
Exam is only 100 something. Is
It's $170. We can reimburse you that $170.
yeah, there is no problem for the paying of that one.
Okay, then. All right, sounds good.
All right.
The Ontario and trade skill is same, right? I do.
Yes, it used to be. Yes, it used to be Ontario College of Skilled Trades. Now it's called Skilled Trades Ontario.
Both is same, right?
They're the same.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Rapnawaz, for the question.
Yeah.
The next person who have their hand up
I have. Huh?
I'm gonna mute you.
Okay. I don't know. I have 10.
Wait, I muted myself by accident. Okay, I wanted to ask Yassine to ask their question. Yassine, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can, yes.
Go ahead, Yassine.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mustafa, for such an initiative. I really appreciate that you are really care about asylum seekers. I have an query regarding on my friend. Like he has a 25 years experience as a business owner, Lebanese business owner. He worked in construction.
Okay.
So he's wondering, like, if he after he finishing and get the license, what kind of business he can run, or what kind of opportunity he can find as
Okay.
someone
So
who work in
before we start
construction.
with the business,
I'm
yes,
sorry?
before we start with the business, we need to know what type of trade, what type of licensing, or what trade the person is interested in.
Yeah, he was working, like building houses for using stones. So he was a business owner. He can do like painting, everything like regarding to building houses.
Okay, so because in construction and renovation, each trade has its own license. So, for example, the bricklayer, the mason has a license, the painter has a license, the drywaller finisher has license, plumber has a license, electrician has license. So all these fall under construction, but each designation has its own license. So for him to start, he need to know which trade that he wants to be specialized in, and then apply for first you need to prove the experience of that trade, then apply for the exam. The alternative is he can apply for construction. He can take construction management diploma at George Brown, and then he become a contractor.
I see. I
Yeah,
see. I see.
if it's a general contractor, they don't need specific license. There's no such license for a general contractor.
Perfect. Perfect. So
Yeah.
is there any financial support for participants?
No, not at this point. For business, no. It's the support that we provide is for licensing only.
I see. I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
In
so
your
much.
case, do you have any experience in the trades?
Myself? No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. I don't see any remaining hands up or questions in the chat. Amanda, please help me if I have missed anything. Or if anyone has any further questions, please feel free to ask. Are we good, Amanda?
I think we're good. We have 3 people with their hands up, but I just asked them if they did have another question and if not, you can lower your hand, but
yeah,
I think we're good.
I think they already asked their questions. Thank you. I do have a question if there's no other questions. I was wondering, when you're asking for documents and evidence of experience from their previous countries, what kind of documents do you require? Can you give us some examples?
Question. So I'll save it. I'll save it to you. I'll give you the answer right from based on a case scenario. I'm working with a lady who's a hairstylist. She does have she went through hairstyling college, and she worked as a business owner for like a hairstylist for a bit over 10 years. However, her house was burned down and she had to flee their home country. So their house and all the documents in it was burned down. So in order for her to prove all this experience, she was requested to sign an affidavit indicating all the education and years of work experience and the type of projects and tools she worked with. So all in details, and then sign it and then get it certified by a notary public. And that works as documentation.
Evidence. Mm-hmm.
Evidence. And for people who have some documents, including their high school diploma, like the industrial high school diploma, or they have the college certificate or college diploma from their own home country. So that one, or a translated copy in English, would suffice. If they don't have the education, but they have 10 years of experience, then they need a letter of employer, letter of support from an employer they worked with. And of course, in English or translated into English, outlining those years of experience and providing support. That's basically it. So if they have the documents, then it's certificate, diploma, whatever the case may be. And in addition to that, a letter of support from employer or a coworker.
Thank you very much.
An affidavit.
Yep. So there's a solution for everyone if they have experience and education.
Yes.
That's great.
As long as they do have the experience.
Of course. Yes. Okay. Are there any Rob Nawaz, Red Seal and Ontario Trade Skill Exam test are the same? I think you already discussed and asked that question. Oh no, this is Red Seal and Ontario Trade Skill Exam. Are they the same?
No. They're two separate exams, but we can help with both. Yeah.
Is that Ontario Trade Skill a pre-requirement to read Red Seal?
The certification is to be able to work in the province of Ontario. If the person wants to work, Canada-wide, they need the Red Seal designation.
So can someone directly go to Red Seal certification?
To be honest, I haven't done that in the past. I think there's a way to combine both applications. So applying all at once and go through the one exam.
Okay. Well, then that's it. We started with about 20 attendees. Almost half of them are still sticking around. If you have any further comments, questions, please type or raise your hand. Otherwise, I think we can call it a day, Mostafa. This was really, really helpful.
Thank you very much.
Again, I've been working with job seekers for so many years here, and I learned so much new information here from you. This is great service, and it's a huge help for majority of refugees and newcomers who are going through a lot of financial struggles. So thank you so much for being here today, and I will share whatever you send to us as resource with our clients who attended this session, and then the link is going to be there. If they have any interest or they think they are qualified, they can just contact or complete the application, right?
Wonderful. Yep, absolutely right. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me and give me the opportunity to present some information about the skilled trade licensing program. And yes, looking forward to receive applications and work with to support participants to get their exam application completed.
Great. Thank you so much. I see there is a final comment here from Rob Nawaz, and it's a little more specific. Electrician 309A Ontario and Red Seal exam. What is the difference? You want to answer that as the final question?
The 301 is one of the prerequisites. courses that you have to have before you apply for the exam.
So it's a course, not a
Yes,
license.
not a license.
Okay, thank you. Have a great evening, Mostafa. Thank you, Amanda, for being here and supporting with the tech. And I wish everyone will have a nice and relaxing evening.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining.
Bye.
Thank you.